hope this guy is okay with this. If we could pin the link to the video. Here, let me pin you. You know, we're watching this video. Feel free to open it and give him your view. So this is the Dream's miserable attempt at a comeback. Dream versus TommyInnit. So I know, I'm going to add a little context, is that I've actually watched a few Tommy videos recently, and all I know is that he is going through it. He's had a really terrible year. So, and I haven't heard about Dream in a really long time.
January 12th, 2025, TommyInnit released a video titled Dream. In it, he spoke to Dream directly on the topic of a drama that no one could have expected happening in...
Wait, this was like literally a couple days ago.
...the year of our Lord, 2025. In a matter of 2 days, the video is already sitting at over 3 million views, making many people feel like they're back in 2020. For someone unfamiliar with these people,
this is an
the
Among Us video?
Will seem really stupid, and it is, but it has a lot of depth. Depth that goes back years. So count yourself lucky because I'll be explaining everything. Starting from
a deep dive.
Absolute beginning.
Which is good because I don't know anything about these guys' history. I've never seriously watched TommyInnit. I've never seriously watched Dream. So I have no idea literally who these people are.
We are now in 2020, knee deep into the COVID-19 pandemic. The streets were empty and everyone was at home. This meant that no one was socializing. And for people to actually maintain some semblance of sanity, they instead had to socialize online. This meant that video games and online services benefited from this greatly. Steam broke its all-time active player record. Twitch had record-breaking viewership. And hell,
where were you guys during the Among Us phase?
Players, which was unprecedented at the time. This
were you
also
playing
meant
Fortnite?
that anyone making content online benefited from this in some way.
How did you spend your time?
More people indoors meant more people watching your content as they were bored. And one of the people who benefited the most from this was Dream.
Animal Crossing?
Dream focused on Minecraft, which was booming at the time, making fun.
Yeah, by the way, this, as you guys know, this is the time period that like allowed VTubers to explode the way they did when everyone couldn't leave their house. Like this was the peak of like online entertainment. It'll never be like this again.
And challenges with crazy twists. His viewership directly benefited from the pandemic, but he truly blew up when he decided to create the Dream SMP server, with SMP standing for Survival Multiplayer. But just like all of Dream's challenges, this also had a twist. Him and many of his friends would get together and roleplay, creating backstories, factions, wars, storylines, you name it. It went live on April 24th, 2020 and blew up very quickly. One of Dream's most popular series was him trying to speedrun the game while his friends tried to stop him. And I mean...
What? I've never heard of this.
Look at these views, man. Tens of millions per video. 100 million.
I've never heard of this. What is this? This has 100 million views? 132? Holy fuck, guys. I love Minecraft. Oh my god, I'm a Minecraft role player. What the fuck? It's all children. What do you mean? What do you mean 123? What do you mean every single one has like above 10 million? This guy is a fucking trillionaire. This is crazy.
Over here, 83 million. You want to know what can compare to this today? The only channel that can get this many views in 2025? Skibbity Toilet. No, wait, actually? What the fuck? Who watches this, man? 74 million, 51.
Oh,
what?
no. Oh. Guys, we can't do this to kids. What the fuck? Guys, we can't do this to the kids. No kids enjoy this. No kids enjoy this shit.
Oh my god. I didn't even know this was a thing. He's still up.
Like, what became nostalgic to me was like Sonic and fucking Maple Story, and what's going to be nostalgic to these kids is going to be Skibbity Toilet? Dude.
1 day ago. That's crazy. Anyway,
that's fucking awful.
This is a great way to explain to you how big Dream SMP
They're gonna be nostalgic
was back
for
in
this.
2020. All right. Yes, it compares to Skibbity Toilet in 2025. Great analogy.
All right.
Now, there were many people who either joined permanently or were guest appearances, but for the people who were able to join permanently, if they weren't that big of a content creator, they were able to build a crazy, insane career by just being a part of the Dream team. I'm sure you recognize some names here, and there's a reason for that. Some of the guest members were people like Ninja, Mr. Beast, KSI.
Oh, wow.
Everyone wanted to be a part of this, if only as a guest. It was massive. By 2021, people just couldn't ignore it anymore. Anytime you would log on to Twitter, you would start seeing hashtags that didn't make any sense that were there purely because of this server. This article on Business Insider talks about it. TommyInnit had...
Lil Nas was in there?
Created a character on the server called Tom
What?
Nook, who's from the game Animal Crossing. This made Tom Nook start trending on Twitter purely because he was being played by Tommy. Their massive success also meant that they had many, many crazily passionate fans, and people couldn't ignore their existence any longer. To give you an idea of how fast the growth was, Dream had 100,000 subscribers in August 2019 and then was at 8 million subscribers by August 2020 in just the span of a year. Growth like this isn't just impressive or astronomical, it's also worrying. Growing too quickly has its negatives just like it has its positives. And the negatives were starting to show very evidently. But for now...
Well, especially when you consider what type of community he's getting. You know, these are going to be a whole bunch of kids.
That didn't matter. They were raking in all the success. Here's an example of a character on the server. All the story.
I mean, it depends on how you react to it.
Lines, all the arcs, all the stuff going on. For people following this, it was endless content, and it was easy to get obsessed with it when you were a teenager.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
100 million
don't last forever. Views. And by 2022, one of its most prominent members, Technoblade, had passed away. This very sad development combined.
I remember this. You know what's funny? I knew about Technoblade, but I didn't know about any of this other stuff. 07's in the chat. What a fucking king. He lived to his fullest, but I might want to do another cancer research fundraiser. I did one a couple years back and we raised like $7,000 for pancreatic cancer. But this shit breaks my fucking heart. He was so much younger than me. Let's do it. Yeah, let's fucking do it, actually. Maybe something for immunodeficiency, since right now that's like killing me. Since I can barely move my hands. I feel so bad.
Smaller reasons
so young.
Was the beginning of the end for Dream SMP Season 1. And by April 2023, 3 years after the server was initially established, it was ended by blowing it up to smithereens. For many, Dream SMP was something that was never done before, and the community behind it was colossal. Dream could tweet out something as simple as saying, "Deviously lick my nuts," and get over
easy. I can do the same thing.
300,000 likes. Many content creators couldn't fathom having this much influence, but at the same time, Dream couldn't either, which is why he didn't control it well at all. Look, having so much influence means that there's a lot of talented people who'll be watching you and making art of you. In fact, so many people found out about the Dream SMP not through Minecraft gameplay, but through animatics,
Guys, if you're an animator, I am high-key, like, really jealous of you. I started actually doing art a couple years ago, but I have never been able to get good at it because I just don't do it consistently and I don't really try to learn. To do animatics, it's like a step above.
Animations, drawings, fan fictions, you name it. Such works will have tens of millions of views and will often reach people who had no idea who Dream was, only to find out about this community and feel a part of it. Many people focused on the advantages of having such a massive and loyal audience. TommyInnit was a guy who had joined the server when he was 16, and there he was breaking records with over 650,000 live viewers during the Dream SMP finale.
That's the only time I've seen somebody with that many views is when an orange-haired dragon did a graduation fucking 5 years ago or something. I've never seen 600,000. I mean, when you get to 300,000, YouTube breaks really badly.
These were numbers that not only Tommy couldn't dream of, other content creators could never dream of as well. This was a worldwide phenomenon, but it wasn't all sunshine and roses. I mean, the fans were called Dream Stans for a reason. Stan is a term that Eminem had coined a long time ago in a hit song by the same name. It talks about an Eminem
I only recently watched this music video.
Obsessed with him that he abandoned his family, his job, everything that made him who he was in the pursuit of trying to be like him and gaining his attention.
I had no idea where this word came from for the longest time.
It's not something you want to be called, but it's something that Dream Stans prided themselves in. And there's a reason for that. They were insane. If you search up the definition of Dream Stan on the Urban Dictionary, the first definition that will show up is highest stage of cancer. Dream Stans have no father. But other definitions are way more disturbing. They had a terrible reputation even during the peak of Dream SMP. This starter pack is an example. Look, they would dox and send death threats to people who openly stated they didn't like Dream. They would turn on people in the Dream SMP over the smallest things, then would use hashtags to absolutely destroy Twitter's algorithm and make everyone aware of it, even though they don't care. They would also ship everyone, okay? Even though they might be straight or not gay, they would still ship them and say, hey, just come out the closet already. Come on, get it over with.
These guys are like kids. This is weird. This is weird as fuck. These are real life people who are young. What the fuck?
To mention that there would be fan art of people kissing even if they were underage, like TommyInnit, who had joined the server when he was 16. This right here is blurred. I can't show it because of YouTube, but listen, some fans were so twisted in the head, they would draw explicit fan art of Dream SMP members, but dismembered or bleeding or hurt or whatever. You get the point.
Oh my God, this is awful. Guys, can we just have a moment of thank you guys for never being that fucking weird? Oh my God. I thought VTuber fans were weird, but you guys are really
Hi, Sunny. Hope you're doing well. Love the new out.
It was a very weird, very disturbing obsession. Now, obviously, the majority of Dream stands weren't twisted enough to be into stuff like this, but there was
just
enough of them to make it a problem. However, what many of them were
weird
hypocrites.
Stuff.
They would always pretend to be progressive and virtue signal about what's right and what's wrong. But then as soon as someone offended them for the stupidest thing, they would take out all the slurs, okay? All the slurs possible they could use against them and use them. Here's an example of a video Charlie had.
I really don't want an example of the slurs
made, with TommyInnit replying to a tweet from
I'll
Dream
take your word for it.
They included a few J-Schlatt moments in this video. Do they not know of his wrongdoings? Do they not know? I'm not happy, Dream, where he was joking that J-Schlatt was included. Both Twitter and Dream stands had tried to repeatedly cancel J-Schlatt over the dumbest, stupidest things I've ever seen. Like how here, a tweet with 2,000 likes was alleging that he was racist against Asian people because he was trying to squint into an obsidian portal while he was playing Minecraft. I'm not even kidding, okay? Just the mere mention of his name triggered them beyond belief. Tommy had signaled,
if you think that squinting is racist, you are racist. Like, the act of squinting is not racist. The fact that somebody squints and that makes you think of a certain race, that makes you racist. Like, you're the one who's thinking something completely out of the fucking blue.
Through this joke that he was still on good terms with J-Schlatt. And that was enough to cause a massive controversy on Twitter that trended for everyone and that showed the true nature of Dream stands. These seemingly progressive and virtue signaling fans would say things like this. Or things like this directed towards Tommy, who was a minor at the time. I don't give a fuck if you're feeling overwhelmed. You are privileged and face no type of oppression, but still continue to victimize yourself instead of holding yourself accountable and apologizing to all the fucking minorities you've hurt.
Oh yeah, this is how you really get somebody on your side. Oh yeah, this is a persuasive argument. You really should attack this guy who did nothing wrong. Oh my God. When I'm terribly online. I don't care about how you feel. You are privileged. You face no type of oppression. All right, all caps. This is an emotional breakdown. I almost feel like this is hard to like look at because the person who typed this is clearly not like feeling okay. I love to use all caps when I'm yelling at children on the internet. Like the topic of privilege is already complicated, right? Let's say privilege exists. What is he supposed to do about it? Just get shit on for the rest of his life? Like, good option, right?
Goddamn. I don't even know what they're talking about here. I don't know what minorities Tommy had heard at the time, but one thing was for certain, all these comments were getting to him, someone who wasn't even 18 years old, and he would deactivate his Twitter fairly often. In fact, it was something you'd find from members in Dream SMP. And when this would happen, Dream would never call it out. He let his community run rampant because he was too scared of any backlash, and if he would receive backlash, he would completely backtrack and apologize immediately to move on. This was exactly what his community wanted. The reason why they acted this way is because they saw everyone on the Dream SMP as playthings. Like a kid sees a Barbie doll. And in order to have full control over their doll, they needed to bully them from time to time. Like,
oh my God, it's literally like reality TV.
They were doing to Tommy right here. All these reasons combined is why Dream stands had such a bad reputation, and people to this day dislike them. I'd like to specify that not all Dream stands were this bad, but too many were, to the point where it didn't matter, unfortunately.
When
now, as you can imagine.
So my question is this unusually different than what Tommy's community was like? Were they better? Or was this just like Dream was popping off, got a ton of bad eggs?
Imagine, with fans like these, there were many controversies. But one of the most important ones was as Dream SMP was closing in 2023. The Minecraft community was wondering, okay, what's next? Well, Quackity, who was a Dream SMP member, came out with the announcement that he was making a server called the QSMP, the first bilingual Minecraft SMP server, in which people could speak English and Spanish with live translation. A very big achievement at the time.
That's a really good idea.
Very shortly after Quackity had announced his server, Dream came out with his announcement saying, after Dream SMP, he was going to make United SMP, the first
He copied the
multi-language
idea.
SMP with live translation. The languages were going to be Spanish, Portuguese, French, German, Korean, and English. Now, of course, there was concern from the toxic Dream stands that,
That's
oh my
not
god,
bilingual.
Quackity copied you. But Dream stated, hey guys, it's fine. His is English and Spanish, mine is multiple languages, it's still fairly different. Quackity did not comment. While QSMP was delayed by...
That's a copy. It's fine. You don't own your content idea, but like you copied the idea and you capitalized, which is fine. But to call it not a copy, I think is a little disingenuous.
By around a month,
Hispanic
and
copy.
The final announcement from Quackity was
Multilingual.
that,
It's not
hey,
bilingual
listen,
anymore.
it's launching on April 26th, and it doesn't just have English and Spanish, it has all the languages that were in the United SMP. So 6 languages total with live translation. At this point, Dream
Shoto
stands
spotted.
were furious that Quackity had copied Dream's idea. Quackity couldn't...
No, Quackity started with the idea. Dream used the idea, and then Quackity expanded on it, and then Dream fans said that he copied.
care less and never addressed the drama,
what?
but Dream did. In the longest tweet possible. Look at how long this is. Look at this. Look at this. Who's
I
gonna
ain't
read
reading
this?
that.
This instantly became a
Christ.
meme with a post saying, ain't no way he typed all this out thinking we're gonna read it. And I mean, seriously, who's gonna read this? Most people didn't, and we're just making fun
Would
of
you
him.
please
In it, he
summarize?
explained that he kept trying to reach out to Quackity and that he was being ignored, trying to
Please
clear up the
summarize.
misunderstanding, but Quackity couldn't care less. He also expressed that he got doxxed, a tracking
Okay.
device was placed on one of his family's cars, and the police were involved, okay? All over a dumbass Minecraft server, all right? Do you understand now how crazy the fans are? But how
Guys, question. What's up with like doxing streamers?
is it that Dream was being absolutely
fuck
dragged
are you
through the
doing?
mud? Where were his Dream stands? Well, they were still there. It's just that his influence had
Do
gone
not
down
get it.
significantly. You see, in
Don't get it.
2022, Dream had done his infamous face reveal. And by 2023, many of his fans had found that this whole mystery surrounding who he is was gone. It just wasn't the same anymore. He had
Oh.
actually hurt his brand significantly by showing his face. And this was one of the first times where he realized, wait, like, have I fallen off? A few months later,
Hey, did you know that only 8% of you guys are subscribed, which is crazy low? If you feel like supporting the channel, please subscribe. It would help me a lot. Thank you. Enjoy the video. The thing about the face reveal is that, like, you just have to have something cool to follow it up with, I guess. It's not that the face reveal itself wasn't like the end point. It's just that, what do you do after?
Tommy would release this video titled If YouTubers Were Honest, in which he makes fun of people like Andrew Tate, Logan Paul, and unexpectedly for many, Dream, specifically regarding his drama with Quackity. Watch.
Yes, it's done! A Minecraft server to combine multiple communities, my communities together, and bring the world
Yay!
together. This is an amazing idea.
No. Calling it what it is,
I
right?
don't like that idea. It's actually my idea, not yours.
This seems to be what happened.
That's fine. We can both do it, I guess.
Stop ignoring me.
What?
Stop ignoring me.
How old is he, by the way? This is dramatic retelling, but like, how old is Tommy and how, like, they're adults now, right? Dream and Tommy?
I haven't replied to my DMs in a whole week.
Yeah, okay.
They started as kids, but now this was a year
I
ago.
just didn't really want to.
You're not
20-ish.
nice.
Okay, so not kids anymore.
You destroyed that
Not
friendship,
16.
telling everybody, I tell everyone. Oh,
Okay, I don't want to do this right now.
Posted it.
Oh.
Posted it.
The dictionary has been posted.
Too late.
Oh shit.
Why would you do that?
No, it's no hate, though, man. It's no hate. It's just love, man. It's just love. I think you're a bad person. That's all. But it's no.
That's
No
just
hate,
an
guy.
insane response
You got
to
it.
this.
You're being so dramatic. No hate.
It's all love from me. I just think that you're the worst
Pian.
person ever.
It's
Hearts.
Wear a smile. Wear a smile more. Smile more. Big friendly Dream.
I
So
love
not only
this.
was this unexpected, it
Very,
also
very
criticized Dream
clever.
in many more ways than one, making him out to be crazy, unstable, hell, even psychotic, but also how he would type out these massive essays anytime he needed to explain the slightest thing and would always end it with, hey, listen, guys, don't attack anyone, please. But he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, here's the thing. I've learned one of the best things I learned in college is that, like, if you are not able to be concise in the way you speak, like, I took a lot of psych courses, and one of the best things I ever learned was concise language. I'm not good at it, but I learned about if you are unable to use concise language, you are immediately discredited by the scientific community because people need to be able to find what you're saying. 2 sentences or less. if you can't get to your conclusion quickly, like scientific papers are discarded, like completely. It's confounding. It's a confounding factor. So if you are incapable of doing that, you will not, your factual conclusions are disregarded. It's fact. Same with technical writing. Yeah, you have to be concise.
When you have such an unstable, massive community, you type
this
something
is not
as
concise.
large
This is
as
crazy.
this multiple times, then even a donkey could understand what you would be doing to Quackity and his community. And the fact that Tommy, one of Dream SMP's biggest YouTubers and someone who's known to be one of Dream's friends, did this, made it all the more significant.
That's some drama.
How did Dream react to this? Well, in one of the most unhinged ways possible. Months after that video from Tommy had come out, Tommy's mother, who is on Twitter, had tweeted this out, saying, "The only DM I've not deleted is one from an entitled content creator who had the nerve to send me a massive essay DM on why my son's bad. The arrogance. A grown man complaining to the mum of his former pal. Playground behavior as if I'd go, actually, you're right. Blew my mind." Ari, my last tweet, it was from last August.
Why are the parents?
When Tommy had released the video. It was the one that you think it was. Yes, that one. We were all a bit surprised.
Why are the parents getting involved? These are adults. This is weird.
Revealed who it was, right? But everyone already knew. Who else would type a massive essay to someone's mom? Dream. The message that he had sent Tommy's mom was only revealed to us today in 2025.
I just put it together.
We'll get to that later. Over the next few months, Dream's
oh my God.
influence would continue to diminish.
There's
almost
no
making
way.
him out to be a lolcow. He got into a fight with Nicholas Cantu, a voice actor from Gumball, hoping to, as always, use his community to win a fight, but instead his community turned on him. He would post a video of Nicholas being drunk while underage in the same Uber as him, saying slurs, belittling the driver, and being narcissistic, trying to use the same cancel culture tactics of his own community, but instead, they just flipped it against him and were like, "You're just a loser. Why are you even in an Uber with an underage person who was drunk?" This, coupled with the fact that someone had posted an entire 24-page document alleging that Dream had preyed on a 16-year-old fan, didn't really make him look good at all anymore. He quickly shifted into
holy shit! I didn't know any of this.
Being one of internet's most powerful personalities into just another lolcow. And it's not like anyone
this
was
is getting memey.
Many people had hated him and his community for a long time, and now they finally had a reason to publicly hate him with proof.
Oh, no.
He went from being able to bully anyone he wanted with a snap of a finger to now getting bullied with every single word he said, only to delete the tweet afterwards, and it being even funnier. Now, he would go on to disprove the fact that he's a predator, that he's a pedophile, by making this video titled The Truth, currently sitting at 13 million views around the end of 2023. And while it did clear
This is crazy.
of the craziest accusations, people just didn't really care that much. The damage had been done on his reputation. Whether he was in—
This is a lesson. What he just said is so important. No one cared whether or not what he said was right or wrong. The damage had already been done. This is a tough thing. You know, like when sometimes in certain situations, the person who makes the drama post wins automatically, and like that's not good. Usually it's not like that, but sometimes it happens. The kid definitely needed to hire a PR team. Yeah, definitely. A good one. But yeah.
Innocent or not, it didn't
matter. The truth sounds like a final battle. You're so right.
His community so much that whether he was actually a predator or not changed nothing. They were going to still hate on him. And just to piss him off, they were still going to call him a predator and a pedophile. And that's exactly what ended up happening. Not to mention that a couple of massive content creators that were on the Dream SMP got into massive controversy. Like Wilbur Soot's very weird acts against his ex-girlfriend and George Not Found's acts against someone who was in a party. Now, obviously—
Guys, this is crazy. Minecraft YouTubers being bad to their partners?
In George's case, the person accusing him was definitely fishy. But it didn't matter. The community that they had built got so horny over the idea of canceling someone. So an allegation was enough to take you down. In the case of—
This audience is too bored. There is nothing new going on for this audience. I think that's what's happening.
People like Tommy, who had admired these people playing with them on Dream SMP and seeing them get into so much trouble, he started distancing himself and trying to find his own path on YouTube. Many Dream stans who used to worship Dream and other people on the Dream SMP server would start to become antis or haters, dedicating all their energy to hating them instead of worshiping them. And honestly, it's not that big of a surprise, because when you get infatuated with something, the lines between love and hate are so blurred, they might as well be the same thing. It was so—
I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know. I don't think I agree with the line between love and hate being really blurred. I just think that there's, what's that called? when the psychological phenomenon where you have an idea of who somebody is, and if somebody doesn't live up to this idea of who you think they are, you actually go through a really strange psychological phenomenon. What is that called again? I'm actually surprised nobody knows this. This is actually really interesting that no one in my chat. Cognitive dissonance. Phil, you're my favorite right now. Cognitive dissonance is like the gap between reality and like what you think. When you are presented with conflicting information about, let's say you know John YouTuber, and you think John YouTuber, you have got in your head that John YouTuber is like will save every puppy, right? And then you come out with definitive evidence that John YouTuber can't possibly save every puppy. You have to do something strange in your head where you either choose to believe that John YouTuber is saving every puppy anyway. You have to choose to believe your lie, or believe that John YouTuber, what you thought about him was false. And people are so much like faster to to believe that, well, obviously in this case, John YouTuber is lying. But like that gap, that jump makes you actually more extreme in the opposite way. Go read up on cognitive dissonance. It is very interesting the way it works, but it's why people go from being cute, like in love with somebody. Oh my God, you're my favorite content creator. Oh my God. And then they suddenly hate you. It's because they had an idea of who you were, and that idea was completely self-fabricated, and you didn't live up to like what they wanted, which is crazy. More personal than Meet Your Hero. Yeah, it's like what happens inside of you, kind of.
Easy for the biggest Dream stans to become haters because they realized they never really loved Dream. They were just obsessed with him. After this, Dream would slowly fade into obscurity. He wasn't as big as he used to be, and his fans definitely dwindled. Because of this, Dream would barely upload, focusing more on his music career, where many people would also continue to make fun of him. The internet was able to slowly and finally start healing, until he decided to make the worst comeback ever in January 2025. As I mentioned before, many of the people that used to be on Dream SMP would proceed to try and find their own path. This was the case with Tommy, otherwise known as TommyInnit. He would dabble into doing stand-up comedy, something he absolutely fell in love with, and would also start a podcast.
I hear he's good at it too.
Jack. Now, all this drama would start in one of the dumbest ways possible, and of course it would. It was because of a segment in this episode right here titled "It's Finally Over." Specifically, this
podcast, eh? He came back, yeah.
Right, the worst person I met award.
Oh, for me, it's so easy.
Go on.
Mizgif. Piss me off the twat. Just the way he looks.
You barely even met him.
So out there, you said it immediately.
Oh, I hate it. Have you ever just hated someone based off nothing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not good.
So yeah, Tommy
it's
had
not a good
essentially
thing.
called out Mizgif for no reason. Mizgif jokingly replied saying he's British, but then while streaming made a more heated response. Now bear in mind, while streaming, Mizgif said that he was trying to bait the internet
Tommy
with this
really had two
response,
dramas.
so it's probably not serious. Knowing Mizgif, nothing that he says is serious, but I'll show you some of it anyway.
I'm so
curious.
When
I was talking to TommyInnit, he was probably one of the most insufferable people that I've ever talked to in my fucking life.
They didn't vibe.
But I was sitting there waiting for Masayoshi to pop up. TommyInnit is just standing there like a complete prick and looking like such a jackass. I'm trying to just sit there and wait for Masayoshi. I say hello to him, and he gives me the rudest stare you could ever imagine. I'm like,
yeah, make what you will out of all this. I genuinely don't care. But this is how the drama started.
So
Tommy would then quote tweet this response from Mizgif and say, "You are just really hard to talk to," escalating this further, which made other content creators start to react to it as well.
He didn't need to say all that.
For example, and say that Tommy's only doing this because he's falling off, and XQC would just say, "Well, these guys are all cringe. Sorry." This made Tommy.
That's the funniest reaction. Sorry, these guys are all just fucking cringe. Has nothing else to say. That's actually so fucking hilarious.
Tommy tweet this out saying, "To be more cringe than TommyInnit is pretty fucking hard, but you pulled it off, pal." Posting an image of XQC shaking Trump's hand. XQC would then quote tweet this saying, "From doing streams in my basement to doing a stream with a president, how's that a diss? You went from dick riding Dream for a living to making jokes to teenage girls. Lock in." This is when, in one of the most unexpected ways possible, Dream would make a comeback. He quote tweeted XQC's response and posted this meme, showing 2 paths forward for Dream SMP stands, either growing up or becoming a retarded TommyInnit fan. Now, you have to understand, right? In any other community, this would be perceived as normal, but we're dealing with Dream SMP stands and antis here.
This would be considered normal?
People that were raised under the guise of being virtue signaling and as progressive as possible. In their minds, this word,
to be fair, I hate that word a lot.
Right here is a massive slur, and Dream had just used it casually. How dare?
So the thing about that word is that I grew up assisting and volunteering throughout middle school and high school in the special needs classrooms during my free hour for a lot of my life. And I worked with people who were called this a lot, and it really ruins their day. So that's why I don't use it.
Dare he? So not only did he delete the post almost immediately after receiving backlash, someone brought back a tweet that he had made a long time ago in which he said, I don't personally support using the word retard. I feel enough people find it offensive that if you're a content creator, you should phrase it out of your vocabulary.
Get the fuck out of here,
this is
you
a perfect example.
ass,
he was acting
dude.
exactly like his community. He was virtue signaling, but then as soon as someone pissed him off, he would just use the slur he was virtue signaling against immediately. The backlash was immense. Tommy's own mother tweeted this, saying, couldn't be arsed getting involved. There's no ambiguity about using the R slur. Then I saw the bit about being autistic, which really f***ed me off. Being autistic and being an ableist prick are 2 completely different things. Big love to all my neurospicy pals. This tweet partly references...
Sorry again for the flashing screen. I'm going to have to Google that. I'm going to fix that for next stream.
How Dream would say that it's okay for him to say the word retard because he's autistic. But it's also talking about something else. Tommy's...
No, it's not. He is clearly very high functioning. I would not describe myself as that. So like, neurospicy is like such a fun word. Yeah, just...
His mother was...
There's a huge stigma behind it. And yeah, a lot of people in my chat probably used it when we were in middle school. We just don't use it that much anymore.
To say the word retard because he's autistic. But it's also
Sorry
talking
about backtracking
something
here.
else. Tommy's mother was actually directly responding to Dream's explanation that he had written in his own subreddit about why he had posted the meme. People felt they were back in 2021 with how he would do something, offend people, delete it, and then explain. He also deleted this explanation after the fact.
Track record, huh?
He explained that the reason why he posted it is because he was so done with double standards. How Nicholas Cantu could use slurs and Dream would still get the brunt of the hate. How people would go viral calling him a retard, and if he used it, he would get hate for it. And said that he has his own reasons for having a problem with Tommy, being the internet police, and was expecting to get a lot of shit for going after poor Tommy that lies about him constantly, while saying that he had no intentions to go after every Dream SMP fan or being ableist, saying that in his opinion, the worst Dream SMP fans became Tommy fans, and that Tommy feeds right into it to promote his Patreon, shows, book, or whatever else he's currently promoting because he has absolutely no backbone. On the same day...
Bro, what? Bro, what is this long-winded explanation?
A Dream would go live and visit past conflicts. Like,
what does that even mean? I literally can't splice what that just meant. That was kind of crazy.
YouTubers were honest video. He would also go ahead and leak DMs with Tommy, even though Tommy had specifically asked him a while ago to never do that.
It's a nothing burger.
Says,
that's so nothing.
Friends, dude? And Tommy
doesn't
replies,
excuse anything.
Why? What's up, man? Sad face. And Dream ends up writing another encyclopedia.
No.
Pretty much asking, why does Tommy always make jokes at the expense of Dream? He would then proceed to confirm that yes, he did message Tommy's mother, and he would show what the message was, saying, just thought I'd let you know that I don't agree with lots of people replying to you and don't want you to be attacked at all. I will express that I do agree with some of the people replying because Tommy knew what would happen and knew what I had happened with my family as well, as he has critiqued me strongly for my tweets that caused doxing or harassment, saying, you know it's going to cause doxing, so why do it? Even though I always reply that it's not my silly reply, that's the problem, it's the person doxing or whatever. Like you've said about his video, that's never what his opinion has been. His video is outwardly dishonest as he knows far more about the situation.
That video was not dishonest. This is the one where Tommy was being straightforward about the fact that Dream copied the idea, right, from someone else. So, but, was it inflammatory? I agree. But why would Dream send this to Tommy's mom?
Situation, and he takes a side with his skit, which he knew would cause tons of issues. He then goes ahead and reiterates the same points in the next paragraphs, but overall, that was it. He found it very hurtful that Tommy would make the skit about him, and even though Tommy's mother was being relentlessly attacked on Twitter, he never once tweeted, hey guys, can you please stop? instead just expressing this in the DMs.
Yeah, because he doesn't actually want it to stop, because this is how he wins, you know? If you tweet, please do not do things. Guys, here, if you tweet, don't attack someone, your audience actually does listen to that. The same way, you know, whenever I've talked about Rainbow Heist and I've said don't clip things, actually recently, everyone has been really respectful of that. People actually do listen to what you say as a content creator. So if you don't tell people not to harass people over something that, you know, you're involved with, they will get harassed. It's just elementary. It's so fucking obvious. But some people don't understand this because they don't think about it.
After the stream, Tommy tweeted this saying, I just want very famous YouTubers I like when I was 16 to stop leaking DMs of me being a bit awkward. Is that too much to ask? That obviously escalated things even further and made Dream look pretty bad. But can we take a second to look at this instead? Twitter sometimes can be funny. I'll give you that. That same day, TommyInnit released his video titled Dream, in which he addressed most of the things going on.
No means no,
I'm
yeah.
going to show you the biggest highlights of this video.
A lot of people respect that.
Watch.
Hello. This video is a message to Dream. If you've been off the internet the past couple days and haven't kept up, basically, if you're one of my subscribers, Dream has called you a slur. So deal with that how you want. Okay.
Now I have context for that.
And everything, and I intend to keep it that way. So Dream, hello mates. Let's just dive right in, shall we? Let's talk about you calling all my fans the arslur. You can't throw around the arslur, mate. You just can't.
Yeah. Especially when you were the one who's saying you can't.
And since I was 12, I volunteered with her. These are real fucking amazing people.
Now look, you're probably someone who's watching thinking, how the hell are they making such a big deal over a word like that? Well, this is a massive community, and that's how they perceive that word. And another,
I find that the older generations who have had this word more normalized throughout their lives don't care as much.
Community, it's not that big of a deal, but here on this
younger people care a lot.
And Dream had completely screwed up by using it. Tommy would then proceed and talk about his time in Dream SMP and how Dream treated him when he was just
a week ago.
Dream. 4 years ago, you were awful to me. When I was 16, you gave me YouTube advice, and you held that over my head for years.
Oh.
You didn't treat me like an equal, and you made me feel small.
Oh.
The Dream SMP, a lot of your success just wouldn't have happened without me. Streaming every single night on the server and caring about everything as much as I did.
Yeah.
You made me feel small about that.
Wow.
When I was a kid. Shame on you, man.
So for someone who used to watch Dream SMP or someone who used to be a fan of Dream, this is a massive revelation.
This is so sad.
Tommy was, as I said, one of the most influential people on the server. He was streaming, as he said, almost every single day. This is what you would call a bombshell. And speaking of bombshells, he would then go ahead and talk about the DM that Dream had sent his mother.
You harassed my mum as she was going through a divorce. The worst time of her life.
Oh my God.
You tried to harm the relationship between me and my mum. And if we weren't best friends, with the shit that you were saying, you probably could have really harmed that, mate.
He went to his mom, bro.
Proper movie villain. I have watched you take advantage of vulnerable people and use them to benefit yourself. I've watched you lie to fans, to me, to people, and take no responsibility afterwards. You are incapable of taking any criticism. You refuse to change anything about yourself. You reframe everything so that you are the victim. 4 years have gone by, and the rest of us have grown, reflected, really tried to better ourselves and learn after going through that incredibly overwhelming experience together. And you've reverted to saying slurs and punching down.
By the majority of people, this video was seen as very mature and level-headed.
Well
Tommy
put.
would end this video by asking Dream to please seek therapy, saying, you being an asshole right now does not mean that you have to be one
seek
forever.
help, bro.
And it resonated very well within the community. Even Dream's own community was very divided when it came.
Yeah, that might have been the perfect response. The thing about that is that Dream did everything wrong here. That's crazy.
Into this, with some feeling very alone siding with Dream, and others saying that, you know what, this time Dream can fight this on his own. I'm done with this. Either way, the same guy claiming that Tommy had no backbone had deleted yet another tweet in which he said, I'm not sure why TommyInnit decided to attack and lie about me in front of his entire audience, but I guess it gives me an opportunity to let it all out. Crazy Minecraft beef, I guess, referencing the video titled Dream. He then ended...
Dude, the fact that he deletes so many tweets makes me think that these are like really, what's the word? Impulsive. Like impulsive as hell. Like he just impulsively was like, this is what I'm thinking right now. You know, spur of the moment. Yeah.
This by saying, we'll be making an upload to respond to his video soon, given it's serious, not fun times. And then interestingly
why did he think this would help himself?
enough, instead of taking an entire month to upload it, he only took 1 day. In a video titled, I'm sorry, but not to TommyInnit. By now, most people were wondering why they couldn't just resolve this in private, but whatever, man. It's a 9-minute video. Let's talk about the highlights. The only thing that Dream apologized for in this video was him saying the R-slur. That's it. Then he started talking about Tommy. He says that his main issue with Tommy and his friend group is that they keep joking that he's a pedophile, even though he proved that he wasn't. With one of Tommy's friends, Tubbo, saying that, you know what, we probably should stop saying that he's a pedophile. It's not right, especially since he proved that he wasn't. He then refutes the claim that he took advantage of Tommy, that he belittled him, instead saying that they called fairly often, he gave him advice a lot, and he wanted to see him succeed, showing clips of Tommy praising Dream directly while streaming. There was this small clip in Tommy's video talking about merch. Here it is.
I'm not just selling USB baby photos or lazily designed merchandise, all right? I'm doing the best with what I have.
Tommy.
Dream then goes ahead and refutes that, saying, no, my merch brand is family business made by actual people getting paid real wages. He then says that while Tommy's merch looked cool, the company behind it wasn't, employing child labor, saying, wow, your employees are really cool. Calling them scammers, referencing CoffeeZilla's video investigating them. He also accused them of hiring editors, paying them less than minimum wage, and also getting his fans to edit his videos for free. He also finds the DM he sent his mother to be very reasonable, saying that calling him an evil villain is a bit too much, while also stating that he had no idea she was going through a divorce anyway, it was just about the video. Finally, he said,
this is 13 hours ago.
Said that, listen, if you want to talk about no backbone, how about you delete all the videos that I'm in on your channel, and I'll delete all the videos that you're in on my channel. And he ends his video saying that instead of telling you to go seek therapy, I'm just going to say you don't need to push people down in order to lift yourself up.
That's exactly how Tommy ended his video.
That's it. The comments on this video are hilarious because, I mean, a lot of them are true. This is huge for the unemployed. And I like how most of the internet problems can be solved by not being on Twitter. People are just over it. This type of drama should have been left in 2021 or 2022.
Yeah, they're not interested.
To 2025. Instead of feeling outraged like fans would have felt years ago, they're just memeing the hell out of it.
Yeah, this isn't really meaningless though, because it is meaningless because it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. But it's also interesting because it goes to show what you might think about content creators and how they're interacting and what they feel. Like outwardly, obviously, Tommy and Dream were probably looking like they were having fun in this Minecraft server. But then in the end, like his real thoughts were that he was getting like belittled the entire time.
Further proving the idea that people couldn't care less. I mean, there's already a video from Lessons in Meme Culture about the Dream drama becoming a meme, right? And Dream's video barely came out like 7 hours ago, okay? Like, this is crazy. I've never seen people be so over a drama in such a short amount of time. Dream says that his next video is going to be a normal manhunt upload. We'll see how that goes. But for the time being, people are already over the drama. And I don't think we'll see a response from Tommy. I don't think it'll go any further unless Dream decides to bring it to the next level somehow. And yeah, congratulations. You're now caught up on the first major drama of 2025, which was really stupid. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. I need a vacation after this. Anyway.
Oh, Moojin, take a vacation. So make sure you go and like this video. This is Moojin. He compiled this. This was what I've learned here is that, like, damn. I'm already kind of inherently suspicious of content creators who make content geared toward children who aren't children themselves. Obviously, like, children content creators are like, that's its own bag of worms or whatever. But like, yeah, this is like really strange stuff. Like, if I'm being honest, this Dream guy, I have no idea besides this one lens that I have, but those tweets were unhinged. And also, the second, if anyone DMs my mom, like, I don't care who you are, I'm never talking to you again, you weird fuck. So that was definitely an interesting one. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh. And I knew nothing about Dream. I knew a little bit about TommyInnit, so now I know more about how this ended up happening. I can't believe the thing that fucking blew me away was the 132 million views. This was the biggest thing. This was bigger than Among Us. And I had no idea this was happening. Not a clue. And it's long form. These are 40-minute videos. And he's just going one at a time. Boom, boom, boom. New video just for events. You were in Japan. I was. I was sick for a little while there too. Someone's mom, when you have drama with their son. Yeah. Like, what are you... DM me, bro. Or like, it's okay to not like someone. Like, it's okay for a friendship to like, to peacefully pass away into the night. Like, it's okay. We don't have to be friends with everyone forever. You know, if you look back at a friendship and you're like, actually, I didn't really like the way that this stuff went. That's fine. You're allowed to like move on and not shit talk them. You're allowed to not like people and in private. You're not allowed to not like people and like be like, this was a different era of my life. Let things fade. Yeah. Internet always remembers you for, oh my gosh. Yeah. I've had something like this happen actually, but not obviously not to this extent, but like it's hard to move on when you're so closely connected with a person. So who remembers Snowbird? Like, I'm cool with the guy. I love Snowbird. But like when I stopped making videos with him, I got comments for like 6 years asking where he was. 6 years. Yeah, no. I think I actually might have gotten one on my most recent video. I read all the comments. Hi. Guys, let's watch something relaxed and not so crazy drama. Although this was interesting. Like, I'm basically how am I supposed to, you know, I don't watch any of these guys. But it's interesting to know a little bit of context about them. Not so charged. The biggest problem with the Dream SMP that they're all super young. Yeah, I don't think Dream is a minor, but the main players were young, like 25. Or 15. Did you mean 15? 25 is still young. When you're 15 on the internet, like, you can't... I don't feel like 15-year-olds should be unsupervised. I don't know. Maybe that's... I don't know. When you're so public, I don't know. This is tough, man. I was 17 when I started making... Wait, no, I was 16. Shit. I was 16 when I started making content on the internet. Like, well, 20... When is my YouTube channel creation date? What, 20... Ignore that thumbnail. God, I have nothing. I have nothing live anymore. April 15th, 2013. So this channel's like 12 years old. So... Yeah. Bro, that's all of the views I have public. That's crazy.